Purple Daily is daily Vikings entertainment. We just want the Vikings to win a Super Bowl before we die. I will ride with this group. Seriously, man. Please. And away we go.
Write this down.
It's a Write That Down Wednesday here.
Write it down. You like writing things
The
down.
only show in America that has the stones, the footballs, the gall to put statistics next to our predictions every single week. We've got the Purple Daily version. We've got the OG Mackey and Judd version over on the Score North YouTube channel and the Minnesota Sports with Mackey and Judd podcast feed. So we will get to accountability. We will get to predictions. We'll get to a quarterback cesspool challenge. But first, let's go to Quick Trip.
In fact, we're going to stop by right now. Stop by Quick Trip right now. And you know what we're going to do? We're going to look around. And if you're watching this right now, looking around Quick Trip, you're like, Sports Dad, that's a grocery store. And I'm telling you, no. Quick Trip's a convenience store, but it is as good as a grocery store. Look at the options there for any meal of the day or a snack. The Karuba coffee, absolutely outstanding. Just go around the corner here. You're going to see some of the pizzas. What more could you possibly want? Oh, I'll tell you. You might not want to go inside. You might not want to go inside. If you don't want to, that's okay. Pumping the gas. If you've got the app on your phone, they will bring you out your groceries. Nothing makes your life easier than a trip to Quick Trip. And of course, show us your stops at Quick Trip at Jay Zolgad on Twitter, at Score North. Always love to see you guys stopping at Quick Trip.
Amen. Amen. Let's waste no time. Without further ado.
No small talk. Okay.
I mean, no, we could do some small talk. Go ahead.
No, I got nothing. No, I'm just saying we're like getting right into it.
You seem disappointed that we're not doing small talk.
No, I mean, ordinarily we start the show and we like sort of gab about something.
No, go ahead. Throw a small talk topic out.
I'm fine with that. You know what? No.
Great small talk.
Yeah, this is fantastic. No.
How's your day going so far?
Good morning.
You know, actually, I couldn't get back to sleep.
Oh, I slept great.
And so I went outside and got the paper. I've read the entire sports page. It's going great.
So it's a normal Wednesday morning at the Zolgad household.
No, I usually don't get up at 6 o'clock.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
And then I think I'm on cup of coffee 4, which is why I'm just
4
right now. 3 or 4.
4?
Yeah, 4. Got the mug right here. Got the sports page.
What's the over-under on? Do you scale it back as the day goes on, or is it full throttle? Is it gas, no brakes on the coffee?
No. I scale it back. I try to keep myself to a pot a day, and Dawn takes a couple of cups or 1 cup.
I mean, I need coffee, but I am your quintessential 1 glass of coffee or 1 coffee beverage drink. I'm good. I never need a second glass or a second one. Oh my God. Ever. No, I'm good.
I love the multiple cups, just black coffee. Oh, it's fantastic.
Not a coffee guy as much myself. Green tea and some liquid IV energy drinks when needed, the little mixers. Or AG1 is another great way to boost your morning too. Yeah.
I don't think I've ever seen Phil drink a cup of coffee.
Yeah, I don't think
I've probably only had 6 in my life.
You don't know.
Great small talk. That was
that good for you? Good small
talk. Thank you very much. I feel better. 3 pals just cutting it up. I feel better.
We are. I feel like our small talk happens on our group text thread. So like by the time we get on the show, we're just kind of like, we've already been talking for 12 hours. So, all right, here's how Write That Down works. 3 Vikings or football-related predictions from everybody on the show each week. They must be quantifiable. We keep track of completion percentage and touchdowns. The season runs from Super Bowl to Super Bowl, so we're still right in the thick of it. We got 4 months left in the season. And listeners, if you want to participate as a guest listener predictor, like our guy Jordan is about to, you can send Dex a message through the Score North app. But we try to get as many people scheduled as possible. Let's start with Judd.
Oh.
A little bit of a mixed bag here. We'll start with the bad. All right.
Yeah, darn it.
Might want to pour another cup of coffee here, Judd, for this one.
Pour something in the cup of coffee right now.
You said Aaron Jones would score a tud in Lambeau and then do a Lambeau leap.
I will say this. They tried.
He did do a Lambeau leap.
He did.
After the game.
But he did not score.
Great picture, by the way.
Yeah, it is a really good photo.
Yeah.
You said an NFL team would lose its starting quarterback to injury for the season in week 1. Jordan Love was really the only possibility left, but he did come back and play in that game, obviously, on Sunday.
I'd do that again. That prediction.
I like that.
I'll bring that prediction back.
Mm-hmm. If you would have said first month, then Tua would be in play.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And a couple others, I think.
God, poor Dolphins.
You said Will the Thrill or Big Leg Bill would hit a game-winning field goal in the first 4 games. The Vikings haven't needed game-winning field goals. Drake May will not play in the first 3 games of the 2024 regular season. He snuck in some garbage time there.
Yeah, but I should have just said start.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, well.
Play was the key word
I know,
there.
but I screwed myself. Judd screwed Judd.
Brett screwed Brett. You did, however, say Sam Darnold would have a passer rating over 100 against the Pack, and that the Vikings would beat the Packers. So, not a terrible week, all things considered.
Yeah.
Kind of a similar situation for old Magadak here.
Same thing.
We'll start with the bad. I said whoever starts at quarterback for the Packers on Sunday will throw for fewer than 200 yards. Well, he threw for 389.
I think he threw for like 210 in the fourth quarter alone, I think.
Yeah.
It was a bad beat, though.
So at least 2 turnovers, which he did. He'd be sacked at least 3 times. I said the Ginkster,
The Gank.
Andrew Van
AVG.
Ginkel, will account for at least 2 sacks and be involved in a turnover. I thought his homecoming would go a little better. I said Aaron Jones would score multiple touchdowns or 140 rushing yards.
Oh,
I should have said all-purpose, right? Because didn't he have 146?
yeah. Minnesota.
I said the Ginkster would be among the top 5 highest-graded players in each of the next 4 games. Well, he was the lowest-graded defensive player in the last game. I said J.J. McCarthy would do his pregame meditation routine. He would bring it to the Vikings, and you would see it sometime before October. I kept this on the board in case maybe, like before the Texans game, even with his crutches or something, he'd be out there under the goalpost, but it didn't happen. But I did say at least 2 Vikings tight ends would catch a touchdown before T.J. Hawkinson returns.
Nice.
I said Blake Brandel would be a top 25 PF graded guard after week 4 of the season. He's currently 21st out of 72 qualified guards.
He's brought it.
B squared.
So he's playing pretty well.
Yes,
pretty
he
well.
is.
All right, the listeners. Not a great week for the listeners. Corey said Sam Darnold would rush for a touchdown against the Go Pack Go. Corey also said during the show, he made us take our headphones off and said Mackie or Judd will have one prediction about Will Reichard and his perfect season on this week's episode. We did not. And then Ron said Aaron Jones would rush for at least $120 in both games against the Packers and would be NFC Offensive Player in the Week for at least one of those games. But he did not. He had a good game, but not $120. And then we get to Declan. You said Aaron Jones would score a touchdown and attempt a Lambeau leap. Same prediction as Judd. You said Walter Rouse and or Michael Juergens would get a start along the offensive line at some point in the first 4 games.
I think I like early in the Judd's camp notes, and I think you were out on this edition, Phil. And I was just buying that. I don't like this offensive line. They're gonna bench Brandel. They're gonna bench one of these 2 guards, and nope, didn't happen. Did not.
I still think there's a chance Juergens is the starting center. Week 1 of 2025. There's a chance. They like him. You did say the Vikings would score on their opening offensive drive or somehow score on the Packers' first offensive drive. The Vikings marched right down the field, right down the gridiron.
Yeah.
And they put 7 on the board. So here are the stats for the 2024 season. Declan, 42% completions. Judd, 36.5%. I'm at 32.5%. Listeners, 29%. Declan, Judd, listeners, all with 7 touchdowns. I only have 2 touchdowns on the season. Career stats, Declan leads with a 37% completion percentage. Stats going back to 2021. Judd, 35%. I'm at 33%. Listeners, 23%. Declan has 48 touchdowns, tied with me. And then listeners, 46 touchdowns. Judd with 40 touchdowns in his career. So those are the stats. Let's get Jordan in here. UPS Jordan making his debut on Write That Down.
Yes, sir.
What's going on, man? Are you you're all uniformed up here? Are you like ready to go out and drive some routes, or
I was already on, man. I clocked out on break for y'all, so
wow, let's go.
Thank you.
Dedicated, man.
Awesome,
Had to come see Judd.
You should go deliver a package to Judd's house and knock on the door and see if he answers.
I will. It might take me a while. I'm all the way in West Virginia, but
Yeah.
we'll work on that.
I'll wait for you.
I might make the trip. We got a company gas card, so it won't be nothing for me.
Judd, he came from West Virginia, and you
Just to drop something off for you, Judd.
I appreciate that, but if I'm not mistaken, don't you just drop the packages now?
Didn't we always do that?
No, they used to not.
Oh,
Back
yeah.
in the day, back when I was a kid.
I mean, Jordan's not 50 years old.
No,
man.
I know.
27.
But you actually had to like go to your door and like sign.
Oh,
Yeah.
some people do like medication or anything like that. Yeah, we still sign, but like usually it's like a older person's ding dong ditch. I just go up, hit the door.
I love that.
Back to the
That's
truck.
awesome.
So
Nothing more fun.
Yeah, it's cool. It's cool. It's
Ding
cool.
dong ditch.
Yeah.
I love it. I love the history lesson. Judd's history lesson.
Judd's history lesson.
I've signed for packages.
I
used to
know.
have to sign.
As a kid, I remember.
I've signed for packages in the last year if it's like a phone or a bigger
Yeah,
thing.
phone.
Yes,
Like when
you
the
still need to
16,
sign.
the
Yes.
iPhone 16 just came out. We got
Yep,
flooded.
gotta sign for those.
Yes, sir.
All right.
So, all right, we got our coffee lesson of the day. We got our
Yeah,
package
cups-
delivery lesson.
3 cups of coffee.
Yeah. I think I'm on
Four
right now.
Four. Actually.
Four.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I'm on
how
the
you're-
fourth one.
I would have been in here sweating.
I'm going strong. Going strong right now.
Man.
That's the sports dad, man.
So yeah, Jordan, what's your background as a Vikings fan? What got you hooked on this team?
Really, I mean, I've always been like a football fan, and I never really had a team until about Adrian Peterson. So that was like after that. My family's Titans fans, so we always used to argue AP or Chris Johnson, and of course it had to be AP.
For like
It had
1
to.
year. For like 1 year, it was Chris Johnson, and then
I'll let
Adrian
you
Peterson.
yeah.
He had that one.
Yeah.
Didn't he have did he have a 2,000-yard season too or close? He had a big
CJ2K.
receiving season.
Yeah.
I forgot about Chris Johnson.
Yeah, I went to the draft in Tennessee the year it was like Kyler Murray and all them, and we met Chris Johnson. He's a real cool dude though.
I'm gonna look him up here. Then didn't he go to the Cardinals for like the twilight of his career too?
Yes.
Yeah.
He kind of fell off the map. He played till he was 32, but yeah, he had his second year in the league, 358. This is 2009. This is the Brett Favre, Adrian Peterson year. And Chris Johnson had 358 carries for 2,006 yards.
Yeah.
He also caught 50 passes for 5. He had 2,500 all-purpose yards.
Yeah.
Crazy.
And my stepdad used to go at it a lot. So if you see any Titan stuff in the back, I'm not at my house. It would never happen.
Don't allow it.
No.
Poor Titans fans.
Poor-
So we're going to start with Jordan. We'll go around the room. We'll make 3 trips. Jordan, over to Judd, Declan, and then back to me. So you're first out of the gate here, Jordan.
Write this down.
Fire away, man.
All right. I saw the stats. So I'm hoping after this, we're going to jump all y'all in touchdowns for the season and the
Nice, going
career.
for it.
So, yeah. So you got to tell me if these are touchdowns. So I'll be at the Titans game when we go down there. So I'll be in Nashville. So I got us beating the Titans by at least 10 plus. And Jet to have 100 yards receiving and Aaron Jones touchdown.
Yeah, that's
Oh,
yep.
yeah,
3-item
that's
parlay.
Yeah.
Yep. Vikings.
That's a deep ball right there.
I'm telling you, I'll be there. And as soon as we get to the end zone, I'm running down there. I'll be there. I'll call y'all after the game. We'll be there.
Look forward to it.
Jump on that
sir.
line.
Write this down.
Yeah.
All right, Judd.
All right. Write this down. Jets coach Robert Saleh will be the first coach fired this season. Robert Saleh will be the first coach fired. There are candidates who deserve this, but I feel like the falling out between Rodgers and Saleh is very frontal, and I don't think a defensive-minded head coach is going to win that. So I think if the Jets lose to the Vikings on Sunday, I could see him being gassed like on the plane ride home.
This quickly, you think?
What with Rodgers? Yeah,
It'd be a really
And the
quick,
Jets-
quick trigger, I feel like. After
it would
5
be,
games.
but the Jets are so dysfunctional.
Yeah, they're a mess.
And Aaron
and-
has zero respect for Robert Saleh.
Right.
It's just very obvious, right?
Right.
The Egypt trip and
the
just,
Jets have the Jets' expectation was, hey, we finally got Rodgers, we're going to be good, and so but that's just off the record. On the record, I'm predicting he's the first coach to be fired. I just want to
Okay.
make that abundantly clear.
Who's on that list? I feel like There's
Doug
a lot of
Peterson.
guys on that. Doug Peterson's.
Y'all think Sean Payton?
I mean, they just went in and they just won a game against
That game
the Jets.
Oh my gosh, that game was so hard to watch. We got a couple TVs going on split screening.
It was
You got to
brutal.
shut that one off. Just shut the TV off altogether.
I should have or broke it.
I think Sean Payton is safe in season, but obviously if Bo Nix puts up a bunch of 60-yard performances, then maybe they
Write this down.
reevaluate. Okay, Dex, back to you.
All right. So Vikings are 2.5-point favorite against the Jets, but I think the Vikings are going to roll. So write this down. The Vikings win by 10 points or more against the Jets in London. 10 points or more against the Jets.
You said it's 2.5 right now?
2.5, yep.
That'll be an early
Vikings.
game, right?
8:30.
Yes, 8:30 our time here in Minnesota.
All right. Yeah, we're only an hour behind, so.
Yeah.
Is that it? So Declan's going, it's a 2.5 spread. He's going 10 points or more. Is that a tud for Dex? I think it's pretty close to a tud.
It's close.
Got to.
I'm gonna one up Dex here.
Write this
boy.
down.
Whoa.
I feel it in my bones. Everything Judd just said about the dysfunctional Jets. Aaron Rodgers is just like the eye rolls per play ratio for him are. He's a 41-year-old
PFF
cantankerous weirdo narcissist who every time someone does something, he can't possibly hide his negative emotions. Right? I think he just creates weird vibes. That's why the Packers were so open to get rid of him and just eat that guaranteed money. So the Jets are going in a weird direction. The Vikings feel like they're fully together. Vikings win by 3 scores or more in this game.
Whoa.
So that would be 17 points or more. I don't think this game is close. I'm already giving you a preview of the Purple Picks episode on Saturday here.
That's okay.
But it feels like a Jets team that has no chemistry, a completely immobile, selfish quarterback who's just trying to avoid interceptions and pad his passer rating at the end of his career. And the Vikings, he's going to be on his spot. He can't move off and run around. Jordan Love was at least sort of mobile, even with a bad knee. So, I don't know. I just jinxed them by saying all that. But
Yep.
Write this
We're going to
down.
get our
That's a
comments
big
about
win
that.
right
Vikings
there.
just lost by 20, and I apologize. So, back to Jordan for his second prediction.
That's crazy that you said the 3 score thing because each of the past 2 games, I've bet on DraftKings that no team, Green Bay or the Texans, would score 3 unanswered times, and the Vikings burned me past 2 weeks. So I'm hoping that you get that because they took my money. But since we're on the Jets haven't gave up a defensive touchdown all year. Well, not the offense hasn't gave up as a pick or a fumble. So I think our defense will be the first to do it. Was it make it a touchdown if I picked a pick or a fumble, or if I just say the Vikings score a defensive touchdown?
I feel
think-
like that's a touchdown because it's a rare
Hasn't
thing to
happened.
happen.
Yeah, it hasn't happened
If
all
they
year.
score a defensive touchdown, you get a touchdown.
Yes.
If that's what your prediction is.
Yeah.
Yeah. However they would do it.
No.
However, just the Vikings to score a defensive touchdown.
Especially against a quarterback whose number one goal is to not throw interceptions.
Yeah,
I mean,
would love it.
that is the underlying Aaron Rodgers, if all else, does not want to throw interceptions. So
hopefully fumbles.
Yeah. So
Score.
what's your off the record portion of this prediction? Pick, fumble, and who scores it? Off the record.
I think Cam Bynum, Cam Beasley, pick 6.
I can see
Another
that.
touchdown celebration. Did y'all see the moonwalk, the
Yeah.
usher dance?
Yeah.
Oh, I
Yeah.
like that one. I like that one a lot.
that was cool. It was good. He was workshopping that one too.
He was. You saw he's been doing them. So I think he's getting juiced up. He's getting ready. Aaron Rodgers.
Awesome.
Judd, your second prediction here?
All right.
Write this
I'm
down.
going to call it in an election year. It's over. Only 4 games in. Kevin O'Connell is the Associated Press NFL Coach of the Year.
I had that.
Wow.
I'm calling it. It's just so clear.
A lot of jinxes being
no,
thrown out. We're
no
all
fake
guilty.
news with that. Nothing like
Comments gonna
that.
blow us up.
Yeah, Kevin O'Connell, the Associated Press. Look, at the rate this team is going, and with what he has done with a guy who up until now had been an utter flop as a top 3 pick. Come on, it's Kevin O'Connell's award. Give it to him now.
Write this down.
The Dexter. Second prediction. I just feel like we're just listen. I've got one loaded that
What do you guys think the odds are right now for Kevin O'Connell to win NFL Coach of the Year on FanDuel?
At least plus 200 plus. Gotta be.
I was gonna say like plus. Well, I'm gonna say it's like it's even money or like minus 100. I think it's super likely.
He is the favorite by a good margin, but he's plus 195, which is still like
Jordan nailed it.
That was right there.
That's almost 50. Yeah, that's a pretty. And the next one is Dan Quinn at plus 550. So like, there's a huge gap there between 4 weeks, but that's a huge gap.
Dan Quinn, man, dude, Washington.
Yeah,
what a cleanse for that franchise. So get Daniel Snyder out of there. Just gut the whole thing.
They got a quarterback.
I went to that game 2 years ago up there. The Vikings travel good, like on the East Coast. Like, it was a skull chance. It was fun.
For those games, and you're in West Virginia. Virginia, we know, has a ton of Vikings fans per capita. For some reason, there's just a bajillion Vikings fans in Virginia. Right. So whenever there's a game in Washington, D.C., I feel like
we're there.
Travel really well.
Yeah.
All right, we're back to Dex here, right?
Yeah, I'll also give I didn't give my prediction. Write this down. I'm trying to will the no blue screen of death plays from Sam Darnold into existence in this game against the Jets. Granted, it is a pretty decent defense, but write this down. Sam Darnold has 0 turnovers against the Jets, so no picks, no fumbles, and he'll have a QBR of at least 70 plus. So I'm going to put, I don't want to say no turnovers because I do think that's a little cop-out, but no turnovers and a QBR of 70 plus, so an above average game again.
Okay.
Write it down.
Write this down.
I feel like I should balance with something negative here, but I've had this one loaded for the last couple weeks. I'm gonna do a futures prediction here, boys. So it's a parlay. You know how like the week leading up to the Super Bowl, we usually do like the props, the Super Bowl props, you know.
Oh yeah, love those ones.
The national anthem.
Yeah, I slayed last year.
Yeah, Dex did a really good job.
I did. And
the Gatorade and stuff. So
write this down.
When the Vikings win the Super Bowl, sometime. Wow. No. Here's what I'll do. I'm gonna make this prediction first because I said it last week. The Vikings will win the Super Bowl in the 2026 season.
Okay.
So they won't win it this year. They won't win it next year. They're going to be in the mix the next 2 years. We're going to have to wait a little longer.
Very Judd-like of you.
The Vikings will win. But I'm specifically telling you they will win the Super Bowl in the 2026 season, which means, by the way, if they win it this year or next year, they could win, they could go into dynasty mode. That stays on the board until the 2026 season. Because I'm not saying they'll win their first Super Bowl. I'm just saying they will win the Super Bowl in the 2026 season.
You said, I feel like we're on a roll too much here. I should predict something negative, and then
I have a negative one in my pocket, but
Super Bowl. I like it though.
But I mean, you went from we should pull back to
the Vikings are 4-0. They're number 1 in multiple power rankings right now. Like, enjoy the Kool-Aid. All right, enjoy this Kool-Aid.
Y'all need to do another repick the schedule because I've been trying to look at it, and I don't. I mean, the season falls. Yeah, the season is crazy, but I only can see us losing to the Lions right now.
Those Detroit games are going to be
they're going to be good, man. Yeah, they're going to be crazy.
Can't wait for those. Okay, let's go back to Jordan for his third and final prediction here. UPS Jordan.
They might not like me for this, but I'm about to bring Kirk into the mix.
Watch out, dude.
Right, I know. So, it's always been a thing. Holiday comes around, Kirktober. So I got the Falcons losing 3 of the 4 games they play in October.
Oh, no.
Oh, they're not going to like me for that one.
Wow. Jordan, you can't resist, man. We've completely moved on from Kirk on this show. And here you are.
I got around y'all and it was just fueling. Hate on Kirk.
So Kirk drops three games?
3 of the 4. The only
November?
Yeah.
Michael Penix time.
Penix time. Yes, sir. Right after.
How about that?
Yep. Right after.
It's crazy that they're playing tomorrow. They've had a Sunday, Monday, and Thursday night game in the first 5 games of their year.
Why are they at prime time?
Nuts.
Yeah, they're prime time.
Well, people thought that this is going to be with all the weapons and this is going to be high octane.
And I like Kirk. I'm not a Kirk crusader. And he definitely wanted too much money, but Have fun
Yeah.
in Atlanta.
Yeah, there's still a few people every day in my Twitter timeline that just like
Oh, I can only
see
imagine.
that fourth quarter comeback. You
Get
mean the
on,
one where they
y'all.
had penalties? Wasn't there like a 50-yard penalty at one
Move
point?
on.
And-
Yeah, the only reason they just won the last game was because the idiot for the Saints grabbed Darnell Mooney.
Yeah. So, but hey, best of luck to Kirk out there in Atlanta. Good luck.
Write this down.
Jordan, great work here with these predictions. Since you've got this life-changing platform right now, is there anyone you'd like to thank that helped get you to this point?
Y'all for the information. Every day y'all keep me busy throughout the work week, you know. We might need to add another little segment throughout because you know, us drivers, like we sit around, I wait all day for y'all to drop something. So I appreciate y'all for that, and you know, really just myself. I'm the only Vikings fan in my family.
Love it, man. Love it. Hey, great work, Jordan.
Hell yeah,
Yeah,
dude.
Thanks for
appreciate
taking
y'all.
part of your day to hang out with us, and we'll do it again sometime.
Yeah, I appreciate y'all. Definitely be calling back. Like I said, when we play Tennessee, I'll be down there. I already got the tickets and everything. So
Yeah,
Heck
definitely
yeah,
hit us up. We'll try to get you on vent line from the stadium right after.
oh
So
yeah,
hit us up,
definitely,
man.
definitely. I'll make sure I stay to talk to y'all.
Love it.
Awesome.
All right, Jordan, UPS Jordan.
Yes, sir.
Putting
Back
his
to it
predictions
now.
out there. Okay, before we go further here and make our final predictions, get to a quarterback cesspool challenge. Ugly deck, just in time for fall season too. By the way, you could get your ugly deck removed for a not so ugly deck, huh?
In fact, if you are watching this now, check out those decks because those decks are beautiful and they signify that Ugly Deck is on a mission to rid the world of all of those gosh awful decks. Book a free estimate this month. Get 3 free footings included. Just need a deck tweak. Get up to $1,000 off installation or a DIY deck package. For that DIYer, Ugly Deck can install your footings and ledger and save you from the mess and inevitable frustration on the hardest part of building a deck. If you want the top carpenters in maintenance-free decks, in other words, be like me, because I cannot build a doggone thing. They'll build your entire deck. They build year-round, so book a free estimate today for a new deck. All you have to do is go to uglydeck.com. Uglydeck.com, as Phil said, fall is the perfect time to sit on the deck, sip a beer, and watch some football. So get that ugly deck of yours fixed up by the folks at Ugly Deck.
Just scrolling through prize picks here, just checking out some of the receiving numbers. So Justin Jefferson right now listed at 82.5. You know, the one that I'm looking at is Jordan Addison at 38.5. I know the Jets have a feisty defense.
Hammer that, though.
And their pass defense just stifled. I mean, it was Bo Nix and the Broncos for 60 passing yards. But, I mean, I feel like with Jefferson getting so much attention, taking more on the 38.5 Jordan Addison feels like the play here. You can win up to 100 times your money on prize picks with as little as 4 correct picks. Here's how it works. You select between 2 and 6 players. You pick more or less on their projected stats, and you place your entry. It's super easy. And, you can see. You can see Jordan Addison. If you can, there we go. There he is. Just sitting there. Actually, that's Aaron Jones with 25.5 as well. There's your Jordan Addison, just to prove I'm not lying. 38.5. Download the Prize Picks app today. Use the promo code PurpleDaily and get $50 instantly when you play just $5. That's code PurpleDaily on Prize Picks. Get $50 instantly when you play just $5. Prize Picks.
Write this down.
Run your game.
I feel like Kevin O'Connell is not going to hesitate to throw the ball just because Bo Nix had a bad game. Right?
No, he doesn't. Well, he has hesitated to throw the ball as much as the last couple of years, as we talked about strategically, because they like to run the ball more now with Aaron Jones.
The Jets are going to take away, to your point, the Jets are going to take away Justin Jefferson, right? So, like, your idea on Jordan, I think, is very solid.
Yeah, well, that should be a theme pretty much every week. Right. I mean, it is.
Hammer
Write
it.
this down.
So, all right, back to Judd. Third and final prediction.
Okay, third and final prediction is this. I'm going to be in lockstep with you guys. The Vikings will beat the Jets. Aaron Rodgers will be sacked 3 times. And Aaron Jones is going to get in the end zone because, damn it, he tried last game and he didn't. But so the Vikings win. A-Rod sacked 3 times. Aaron Jones touchdown.
Wow. Judd swinging for the 3-item parlay here. Just swinging for the fences. All right.
Write this down.
I had to add a bit. At first, I was going to predict a Vikings win again, but then you guys did, and you trumped that, and then I'm like...
Oh, so you on the fly improvised.
because I was going to predict... I was going to predict that the Vikings were going to just simply cover the spread, but then Dex said 10 points, which, was a big improvement on me. You said 17, which was an improvement on him.
You didn't want to go. You don't want to go 20.
I got to
25.
I got to alter it. I feel like it won't be that, but I do feel like they're going to make a lot of people have a long day.
If you feel like Robert Saleh might get fired on the plane ride, though, then wouldn't it stand to reason that you think the Vikings are going to win this game like 31-3?
Well, here's the reason why I don't think that has to take place. If Aaron Rodgers weren't his quarterback, I don't think he would be in jeopardy. I think it's got more to do with the quarterback being a manipulative SOB than the score.
There's also just a touch of like Robert Saleh is not a good NFL head coach, regardless of who his quarterback is.
But I mean, if they lose 27-7 or 27-10, I think the quarterback has the wheels in motion now to try to get him fired. And you can tell like they contradict each other at the podium. I got bad news. Right now, Robert Saleh, I don't think is going to win that battle. I think for now, Aaron's going to win that.
Also, Saleh,
but he will.
It's like Saleh doesn't understand you're dealing with one of the most unique and hard to deal with personalities in the entire league.
Yes.
And he gets super like Rodgers takes things so personally. Look at his family and friend history, and like he just cuts people off at the knees. So if you take a shot at his cadences and say, yeah, maybe we should scale back on the cadences, some other quarterbacks would be like, yeah, I guess we could maybe talk about that. I don't know. We'll figure it out. And Rodgers literally takes it as a personal affront.
Yes.
Like a shot at himself as a human. Right. You could tell like he was boiling when he answers, well, that'd be one way to do it. Or maybe you could hold the guys accountable for jumping.
Well,
okay.
He sees himself as a quarterback, basically Picasso. So he's like, I get guys to jump off sides and then we get free plays and those are touchdowns, which is true. But yeah, and plus Saleh's a defensive guy. I don't think he's respected by the quarter. I mean, there's just a lot of things. So I think a loss, unless it's very close and a great game, I think a loss could cost him his job.
Oh my God, I just thought of a prediction. Okay,
down.
Dex, go ahead.
Wow.
Okay, write this down. We only have one 50-yard plus field goal from Will Reichard this year. He made it, but only one.
Don't need him.
They haven't be able to need him. But I do think the Jets' defense is pretty good, and I think there's going to be situations where maybe they're going to have to kick a 50-yard field goal on Sunday. So write this down. Will Reichard will drill at least a 50-yard field goal against the Jets. Another 50-yard kick for Big Leg Bill. He only has one. Let's make it a second one. So Will Reichard, a 50-yard plus field goal against the Jets. Write it down.
I'm nervous about the turf. Those turfs are always dicey. Like they're very unpredictable because I would say I trust him completely. I worry about the turf. The surface worries me there.
Okay.
Just want to tell you that.
Okay.
Write this down.
Hopefully Big Leg Bill doesn't tear his ACL trying to kick a 50-yard field goal.
I was just saying might miss, not tear his ACL. I wasn't going that doom and gloom.
See, I feel like I have a whole nother bag of predictions for this game. I'm going to put one of these over on the OG Mackie and Judd. Write that down. So let's go with this one. This is the one that I'm going to move one that I had into Mackie and Judd, and the one that just popped into my head as Judd was talking about Robert Saleh. Write this down. Robert Saleh will be the next Vikings defensive coordinator.
Oh wow. He's good.
Not sure exactly the timing, not sure how it happens, but Robert Saleh will be the next Vikings defensive coordinator after Brian Flores. Some different paths here, obviously. Brian Flores gets a head coaching job. The timing could work out perfectly. And Saleh was the defensive coordinator for Kyle Shanahan, so he's kind of part of like the Shanahan club, right? If you need a trusted guy to run your defense while you do your offensive Shanahan scheming things, you could just put him in charge. And he was excellent in San Francisco for a couple years, like a Super Bowl caliber defensive coordinator, right?
Oh, you're right.
And
Brandon Staley went to San Francisco. I was wondering where he went because I know him and KOC are good buddies.
So maybe Flores gets that head coaching job, and then Saleh gets fired by the Jets. I don't know. This is all just off-the-record speculation. But Robert Saleh will be the Vikings' next defensive coordinator. Write that down. So there you go.
Write this down.
Your Write That Down predictions accountability session. Boys, I think it's time for a quarterback cesspool challenge here, huh?
Green 18! Green 18!
Huh?
Everybody hold your water.
Yeah, let's do it.
So here's how this works. We are on the hunt to celebrate bad quarterback play in the National Football League every single week on this show. Each member of the show, it's like a survivor pool for bad quarterback play. So each member of the show picks a quarterback that we think is going to be terrible. We can only use that quarterback once per season. So once Dex uses Deshaun Watson, he can't use Deshaun Watson anymore. And the other rule is we do a draft every week, so each one of us picks a quarterback. We have to pick different quarterbacks every week. So it can't be that all three of us take, Tyler Huntley or Skylar Thompson. Lowest QBR is what we're aiming for with the scoring here. And last week, it was a very tight race between the three of us.
Oh, wow.
Judd came out on top with his second weekly victory. Deshaun Watson with a 36.4 QBR on a 0 to 100 scale. Just edging out my pick of Gardner Minshew with a 40.2 QBR. And right behind that was Declan's pick of Trevor Lawrence, 43.0 QBR. The worst quarterback in week 4 in the NFL was Tyler Huntley, who came in emergency on very short notice for the Dolphins, 12.1 QBR.
Yeah. Good luck, Mike McDaniel, for at least until Tua comes back, assuming he does come back.
Yeah, he looks so sad on the sidelines with his little elastic bottom joggers and his...
Do you think there's a great conspiracy theory from Mike Ryan on the Lebitard show that Mike McDaniel got hair transplants? Got a hair transplant.
It does look like he does have the better flow. And you'll see a lot of guys, you get that big first paycheck in the NFL, and guys, like players, go get those new
KOC.
teeth.
Like KOC, in my opinion, has aged in the 3 years. Like it in general, it's just like a taxing position. Like you age, you look. It's a lot of stress on you.
Yeah, I mean that's true in some cases, but also like, remember when Chad Greenway came back for his second year after the torn ACL, and he just had like $20,000 teeth.
Great choppers. Went from bad teeth to great teeth.
Good investment.
So, yeah, if you make millions of dollars a year coaching NFL football,
I like
go
that,
get yourself some new hair.
Because that hair, like I'm like, could he do that with the existing hair that I saw the last couple of years?
I think
I love this. Yeah, hair transplant, which is fine. Good for you, dude.
Totally, no one's judging.
You do.
So on the season here, Judd with 2 weekly victories. I have 1. Declan has 1. I'm leading the overall cumulative standings here with a 42 average QBR. Judd 45.3. Declan 54.4 on his average QBR. So before we make our quarterback cesspool challenge picks in reverse order of last week's standings, so Dex, you're going to get the number 1 pick, I get the 2nd pick, and then Judd gets the 3rd pick. Tell the audience about Spidex Pest Control, Judd.
Oh, absolutely. Because guess what? You know what? The Zolgad's old house, right? So you've got rodent problems, mice, spiders, and stuff like that. And people don't like to talk about this, but it's a fact. Old houses have problems. Well, guess who is solving Sports Dad's problem? My friends at Spidex. They're coming back to my house. I didn't realize this, you guys. It's a process. So they'll be back at my house next week for more work. And what they're doing, part of the thing is they're trying to determine the entry points for mice, in my case. And they have told me that mice and rodents actually scout your house. That they like send out advanced scouts like sports to say it's nice outside now, but it's not going to be in a while. We are going to try to move into your house. Spidex says absolutely bleep it not.
We got a hole back here in the backyard.
There's a crawl space entry here on the side. Let's
right now, 125 bucks off your first service by calling them 952-333-8813 or check them out at spidex.com. That's Spidex, SPIDEXX.com. They also have establishments outside the state, so check out Spidex.com, because I'm going to tell you right now, don't be embarrassed by mice. Get rid of them. Spidex is going to help you do that.
Nicolay Law also helping to power Purple Daily here today and all throughout the season. The exclusive personal injury law firm of Purple Daily. Russell Nicolay and his team, locally based, proud to serve the Twin Cities communities that they live in. They're just your normal everyday folks that happen to have law degrees to help you get the compensation you deserve after an accident. So if you've been injured, get Minnesota's local award-winning injury lawyers. Get Nicolay. You can start your path to winning at nicolaylaw.com or give them a call at 1-855-NICOLAY.
Green 18! Green 18!
All right. Dex is on the clock here.
All right, I've kind of been stacking more of the better to average quarterbacks than taking all the bad ones. I did take Bo Nix, which backfired on me greatly. He's the reason my QBR is ballooned on the season. He's had his best game of his young career. But I'm going to continue a little bit with this strategy. So this guy got off to a very nice start to the year, but in the last few weeks has come off to earth, and this week he's got to play Spags. So give me Derek Carr. Give me Derek Carr.
Sniped me. I was going for it.
I'm going to take Derek Carr here to see what Spags can do. So I'll take Derek Carr in the QB Cesspool challenge.
Yeah, man. Like, he came out so hot the first couple weeks. But, yeah, that's a road game. The Saints have come back to earth. So, I'm thinking, man. So, Tyler Huntley at the Patriots. He was so bad. I'm also feeling like at some point there's so many weapons. Just,
yeah.
Can these guys, these Dolphins backup quarterbacks, just get the ball to Tyreek Hill, for God's sakes? It shouldn't be that hard. But then you guys have both taken Deshaun Watson already and have cashed in very nicely. At Commanders, the Commanders' defense is not great. But then there's Aaron Rodgers against the Vikings, too, which could be a fun one.
Yeah, I thought about this.
Achilles hanging by a thread.
I think these Dolphins quarterbacks are just going to be there for maybe the whole season, so I'm going to bank those. I'm going to take Aaron Rodgers against. I'm going to do what Declan did, which is go get an established quarterback and hope it's his bad week. So I'll put some faith in just like I did with Daniel Jones in week 1. I'll take another quarterback against Beeflo, Aaron Rodgers.
All right. So Tyler Huntley is going to start against the Pats. They are panicked. I think they're going to try to get Tua back soon, which I think is probably a life mistake for Tua. But I don't think in football you care that much about that. So while he is starting, because I don't think it's going to be for long, I will go with Tyler Huntley.
All right, yeah.
I just don't think he's going to start for that long.
They were very excited. I saw Tyreek Hill was interviewed before the game this last week. Like, all right, we feel great. Tyler Huntley did some things in Baltimore, and yeah, just fart noise against the Titans.
My sense is that a little bit like with what developed between KO and Josh Dobbs, as Dobbs' time here dragged on, I feel like Mike McDaniel is trying to get Huntley to play their system. And I think the Baltimore system was far more friendly than the Dolphins one, which is very complex. So I don't know that this marriage is going to work. And again, I think they're going to do everything that they possibly can to get Tua back.
Yeah.
Because they're like, we're screwed if we don't. And they are absolutely screwed.
Do you think the Dolphins are probably on the short list if Sam Darnold becomes a free agent, the Vikings say goodbye?
Absolutely.
I feel like he's like that. That's probably like maybe even the favorite.
Well, is Tua done
This is a fun
though?
exercise.
Yeah.
Because he just signed that contract. So their problem is I don't know that you can replace Tua unless Tua decides to hang it up.
Well, that's the delicate thing is
can
the organization sort of nudge him out? Not really, because they paid him, and if he wants to play and gets cleared. But that is a fun exercise of, okay, which teams could be looking for, because he's probably still kind of a transitionary quarterback. Because unless the Vikings, if we play out these scenarios, the Vikings, if he wins the MVP or something, then maybe he just cashes in as someone's franchise quarterback. But, there's going to be a handful of teams. The Raiders are going to be looking for somebody.
I feel like he needs to find a place, though, where
yes.
I think McDaniel would be a good coach.
Yes.
What about the Colts? Like Shane Steichen with the Colts? Shane Steichen has done a great job with
the Rams if
Jalen Hurts.
Stafford hangs it up.
Yes, that could be a good
that
one.
would be a beautiful spot for him.
That would be a good one.
He's from
that would
LA.
be a good one.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like the Raiders, I don't know, like this whole Antonio Pierce, Devontae Adams thing now has gotten really weird. Like he won't say his name, and Devontae evidently wants out, and so now they're open to trading him for a second-round pick and some other compensation. I don't know that thing's going to work out there.
That'll be the Jets' last gasp, right? They'll just make a desperate play for Devontae Adams
before the deadline. I'm sure that
it might not work.
Acquire him.
But yeah, we should at some point, and I know it's going to be viewed as disrespectful, by a large chunk of the Purple Daily audience and Vikings fans. But if Sam Darnold doesn't come back to the Vikings, who are the 5 teams that could make the most sense for him?
Yeah,
because that's a fun episode. That's a fun list. There's a couple other teams too, like.
Well,
I was going to say Tennessee with Will Levis. Dude, he is clearly not the guy.
Yeah, he's bad.
But Tennessee's got some infrastructure. Could Cleveland move on from swallow hard on Deshaun Watson? And then Kevin Stefanski gets Sam Darnold?
Oh, my God, though, that contract. Oh.
So, sorry, what were you going to say?
Oh, I was going to say so Purdy's got a year left after this, right, on his contract?
Mm-hmm.
Because what would be really interesting is if Purdy was going to completely break the bank and San Fran's like, dude, we can develop or work with QBs and they could get Darnold for less. But the perfect storm for that would be after next season then, not this season.
Are we also potentially entering a territory, though, where Purdy getting into year 2, year 3 is good enough to where if we think he's really good, let's bump him up to $40-50 million, lose some pieces. I think we're just assuming so far correctly in the first year or 2 of Brock Purdy that, he's a product of this system and the pieces around him. Right. What if he's more than that, though? What if he what if he actually is like the 6th best quarterback in the league?
Right, but what's his salary? Like, do you bank on that being the case and pay him as such yet? Or because
it's such a hard decision.
I do think this, as much as Darnold deserves praise and as good as he's played, and the fact that this is probably going to get him a pretty nice payday elsewhere, the Sam Darnold thing is sort of part and parcel of having a quarterback like this, right? Who you can get the most from. And then the confidence, is the confidence in the quarterback then, or the coach who developed or who got the most from him?
Yeah, I mean, it's obviously Shanahan has proven, Kevin O'Connell has proven a little bit here. But there is a certain level, both those guys
100%.
Couldn't get Nick Mullins to rise to that level.
Correct.
So there is a certain level that you need to clear. Darnold clears it, Purdy clears it. But then there's a fine line of, okay, they clear the bar of what's acceptable to run your system, but are they good enough to carry a roster that's depleted because they make 50 or 60 million? By the way, like if San Francisco moved off Purdy, it wouldn't be for Sam Darnold because Sam Darnold is a free agent who's going to command, if he keeps playing like this, 45, 50. Yes. I mean, Dak Prescott just set the bar at $60 million a year. Dak Prescott's not a top 5 quarterback. Sorry. I mean, he's good.
How you can do that, though. Like you, and I know that the cap is big, and I know that there's ways to play around with the cap, but $60 million a year, I don't understand.
But this is what's crazy, because we spent years on this show talking about this exact problem.
Yes,
and it's always deemed by the opposition, be careful what you wish for. It's really risky to go into the unknown when it comes to quarterback, and you're seeing it is so much more risky to pay a non-elite quarterback elite money because it puts you in purgatory as a franchise. The Vikings just showed you that they were probably making the wrong decision for years, for like the last 3 to 4 years.
Because they were desperate.
But the minute that they had confidence in the right head coach, the roster building, you got some weapons around. So glad they did it, finally. Took probably 3 years longer than they should have. And the Cowboys did the opposite. What will the Niners do?
The cheat code is the coach, though, because like when Mannion and Mond had the terrible training camp, they went out and got Mullins to be a serviceable backup, right? But then O'Connell didn't like look at Nick and say, I'm going to fix him. He started him a few times and was like, okay, blue screen of death, way too much. And so he then identified Darnold and said, I can fix him and I can start him. Like that's the cheat code.
Yeah.
It's not like be careful of the quarterback you pick. It's no, this guy can identify that guy and tell me where he should slot in. So that's what I'm saying about like the Darnold thing. It sort of shows you if you have the right infrastructure and the right coach who can look at a guy and say, you know what? No, he screws up, but I can fix X, Y, and Z and start him. Like this is where, because I'm with you. I don't understand how Dak Prescott is worth $60 million a year.
Yeah, it's wild. Another team, the Giants, but if it was Dable, but it's New York, I don't know if Sam Darnold would go back.
He's not going back.
But you got Malik Neighbors. You got some
damage done
pieces
there, though, man. He ain't going back to that town.
He's ghost in that stadium. All right, we got to run here. Purple Daily. Write that down Wednesday. We've got Purple Access with Chip and Judd coming to the Purple Daily feeds later on today. We also tomorrow have a Thursday. We'll have Judd's practice notes. So this is your place. 4-0 Vikings for daily Vikings entertainment. We just want the Vikings to win a Super Bowl before we die.